Dear student, today we are going to see chapter number 1, Basic Concept in Geometry, Practice Set 1.3. It is part 4. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it today itself. Let's start. What are conditional statements or if-then form statements? The statements which can be written in the if-then form are called conditional statements. Let's say example. If the diagonals of a corridor are congruent, then it is a rectangle. You can see that this geometric statement contains two words if and then. Therefore, it is called as if-then form statements. This statement is also be known as conditional statement. Why this statement is called as conditional statement? Because there is a condition in this statement. What is condition in this statement? The quadrilateral is going to be rectangle only if the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent. Because of certain condition in this statement is known as conditional statement. What is antecedent? The part of the statement following if is called the antecedent. Let's see example. Here we have statement, if the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then it is a rectangle. Now in this statement, you can see the underlined part of the statement. This underlined part of the statement follow the word if. Hence, the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent is antecedent in this statement. Antecedent is also be known as given part of the statement. So what is the antecedent in this statement? The diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent. What is consequent? The part of the statement following then is called the consequent. Let's see example. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then it is a rectangle. Look at the underlined part of this statement. This underlined part of the statement follow the word then. Therefore, consequent in this statement is it is a rectangle. Consequent is also be known as part to be proved. So make a note, what is a consequent? The statement, the part of the statement which follow the word then. And what is the antecedent? It is a part of the statement which follow the word if. Converse of conditional statement. Converse means opposite of the conditional statement. So what is the converse of conditional statements? If the antecedent and consequent in a given conditional statement are interchanged, the resulting statement is called the converse of the given statement. Now we will try to understand converse of conditional statement with the help of example. So we will take one statement. If the diagonals of quadrilateral are congruent, then it is a rectangle. Okay, it is a conditional statement, right? Or you can say it is a if-then form statement. Now we need to write the converse of this conditional statement. Right, to get the converse of conditional statement, what we will do? We will interchange antecedent and consequent of this statement. So what is the antecedent in this? The diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent. That is the antecedent of the statement. And what is the consequent? It is a rectangle. So what we are going to do? We are going to interchange the diagonals of quadrilateral are congruent with it is a rectangle, right? So we will write now converse. So I am going to shift the diagonals of quadrilateral are congruent after then, and whatever is there after then, that is it is a rectangle, we will shift it at the place of the diagonals of quadrilateral are congruent. So what I am going to do, I am interchanging those two parts of the statement. If you will interchange, you will get a new statement. What we will get? If the quadrilateral is a rectangle, then its diagonals are congruent, right? So I have interchanged over here antecedent and consequent of the given conditional statement. So I got a new statement, and that new statement is called as converse of conditional statements. Now we will see practice set 1.3. Question number 1. Write the following statement in if-then form. The first question in this is, the opposite angles of parallelogram are congruent. Now we have to write if-then form of the statement. Now you can see that this statement has one helping verb, that is are, A-R-E, right? Whatever is there after the word are, that is consequent. What is there after are? Congruent. So congruent will be the consequent of the statement. Consequent means the part which follow the word then. Okay, so what is congruent in this statement? Opposite angles are congruent. So the opposite angles are congruent is consequent of this statement that we will write after the word then. So what is left now other than this? Parallelogram. So parallelogram is antecedent of this statement, means this will follow the word if. So let's see here. If a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, then it is opposite, then its opposite angles are congruent. Correct? Now we have the question number 2. The diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. So after the helping verb are, there is a word congruent. So that congruent is consequent. That will come after the word then. So what are congruent in this? Diagonals are congruent. So the diagonals are congruent will be consequent, that we will write after the word then. So what is left other than this? Rectangle. That is antecedent. That will come after the word if. So if a quadrilateral is rectangle, then the diagonals are congruent. Now here we have question number 3. In an isosceles triangle, the segment joining the vertex and the midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. You can see that this statement also contains one helping verb, that is. So whatever is there after the word is consequent. So perpendicular to the base is consequent. But what is a perpendicular in this? The segment joining the vertex and the midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. That would be the consequent. So what is left? Isosceles triangle, that is antecedent, that will follow the word if. So if a triangle is an isosceles triangle, then the segment joining the vertex and the midpoint of the base is perpendicular to the base. Question number 2. Write converse of the following statements. Here we have question number 1. The alternate angles formed by two parallels and their transversals are congruent. Here we have tried the converse of this statement. It means we have to interchange consequent and antecedent of the given statement. So first we will write this statement in if-then form. Okay, so look at this statement. Here in this statement we have one helping verb, that is are, A-R-E, right? After are you can see it is given the word congruent, right? The word congruent would be the consequent of the given statement. Okay, consequent means it has to be written after the word then. Correct? So what is a consequent? Congruent. But what is congruent in this statement? Alternate angles are congruent. So alternate angles are congruent would be consequent. This part will write after the word then. Whatever is left in this statement, that is two parallels, that would be the antecedent of the given statement. It means it will come after the word if. So let's see here if-then form of the given statement. If two lines are parallel, then the alternate angles formed by their transversals are congruent. Okay, this is the if then form of the given statement. Now we will interchange antecedent and consequent of this statement. So here two lines are parallel, that is antecedent. The alternate angles formed by their transversals or congruent is consequent. So we will interchange antecedent and consequent of the statement. We will get a new statement, that is, if alternate angles formed by two lines and their transversals are congruent, then the lines are parallel. It is a converse of the given statement. So whenever the given statement is not in the form of if and then, you convert first in if then form and then interchange antecedent and consequent of the if statement to get the converse of the given statement. Now here we have the question number 2. If a pair of the interior angles made by a transversal of two lines are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. This statement is already given in if then form, so it's very clear that antecedent and consequent of the statement. Okay, so here we will interchange antecedent and consequent of the statement. So what is the antecedent over here? A pair of the interior angles made by a transversal of two lines are supplementary. And what is the consequent? The lines are parallel. We will interchange this. What we will get? If two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, then the interior angles so formed are supplementary. Now here we have the next question. The diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. This statement is not in if then form. So first we will convert this statement in if then form. Here you can see there is a helping verb, that is are, and after are there is a word congruent. So the congruent would be the consequent of the statement. Okay, that means it has to be written after the word then. So what is congruent in this statement? Diagonals are congruent. So diagonals are congruent is consequent. And what is left in this statement? Rectangle. That would be the antecedent. That means it means this part has to be written after the letter, after the word if. So if then form of the statement is, if the quadrilateral is rectangle, then the diagonals are congruent. Now we will write converse of the statement. So we will interchange antecedent and consequent of the statement, right? So if we will interchange antecedent and consequent of the statement, we will get a new statement, that is, if the diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then the quadrilateral is a rectangle. So it is a converse of the given statement. So make a note, whenever the given statement is not in if then form, first convert the statement in if then form and then interchange antecedent and consequent of that statement to get the converse of the given statement. Thank you.